The charging system is another system that has gone the computerized way in late model systems, and this has been happening for quite a long time. Whenever we refer to the Chrysler systems, which are all computer control alternators. Again, in this particular case, we see how the actual alternator is connected to the actual Motronic or ECM unit, and it is also at the same time connected through a 150 amp fuse to the actual battery, and this is the charge wire. Be careful with these systems because the actual fuse develops corrosive or high resistance spots in the different ways. A fuse was not implemented in older systems, but in this particular system, and this system is actually employed in many different brands or makes of vehicles, and a high resistance spot created in the contacts of this particular fuse will actually render the alternator inoperative, even though there's nothing wrong with the alternator. So again, do a voltage drop test across a fuse if necessary, and this would immediately point to an actual problem with the actual fuse. And this system is tied to the actual instrument cluster through a signal a wire seen here in blue, and as soon as the actual alternator starts charging, it sends an input to the instrument cluster, and the instrument cluster makes a determination, and you can see that by the actual transistor connected to the other side of the LED warning light. The actual instrument cluster computer is the one that actually determines whether this instrument cluster warning light is going to be turned off. And here we see how the actual computer controls the actual alternator by producing a duty cycle signal. Again, this duty cycle signal controls the actual field of the alternator, changing the actual charge current. This is going to charge the actual battery. In the blue line, we see how a feedback is being inputted into the instrument cluster, and the instrument cluster makes a determination and crosses the circuit to the seen here in very light blue to the actual warning light. The instrument cluster is the one that actually makes the determination of actually turning off this light. So a problem with the instrument cluster will make this warning light stay on all the time, even though there is actually no problems with the actual alternator itself. Again, this is another instance in which the actual data path of the system has to be taken into account, and the use of a scan tool is probably very important in testing this particular systems, from window motors to actual charging systems. Anything that is actually tied to the network, you will need some kind of a scanner, preferably the actual OEM scanner, to be able to test and activate all these systems.